France is a wonderful country. It's a country which is very diverse. It's very central in Europe. It's one of the main European economies. And this is also the home of gastronomy.
You can find big groups, you can find startups, young startups, you can find international organizations, multicultural groups and communities, so you can share your own culture, your own skills, and I'm sure it will be a great journey. Teaching in business schools is extremely interesting because we get to look at real-life examples of companies for management and marketing, and I prioritize student involvement, both in the participation in class and also in bringing topics that they're curious about. So I try to create a really interactive environment where everybody learns from each other. I learn from my students, and I hope that they learn from me too.
Good afternoon and welcome to this webinar, or International School of Management, with Metx 360, our valued partner. I'm not on my own today, but two or three of us are going to actually talk to you about why you should consider studying in France, as opposed to the UK, Australia, the usual places that we think about going to study. However, France over the last couple of years has become a very popular destination. It's more affordable. There's more that's brought to you in terms of services, and the government helps you financially too. So let's go straight into the subject. If I just bring onto screen Lakshmi. Hi Lakshmi, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you, sir?
I'm very good, thank you. We should have Akshaya with us. I'm not sure.
Yes.
They're not actually, they haven't got the video or their microphone turned on, so we're going to crack on and maybe they'll join us later.
Maybe
Okay,
there's a
well, look,
network issue.
what I'm going to do is make the presentation and then bring you back in, and hopefully Akshaya to be able to answer any questions and tell us a little bit more about Metx 360, sorry. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Thank you. Okay, so without further ado, if I can just bring up on screen, there you go. This is the presentation. So basically, our International School of Management is a fairly new school, actually, exists since 2021, created by myself and the team. We have campuses in Paris and Lyon, and we have over 15 different nationalities within our campuses, because it's a very international school, of course. If I talk about the Paris campus, in Paris, we're actually in an area that's called La Défense, which is in the west of Paris. It's actually the biggest business hub in Europe. So it made very much sense for us to have our campus there. A couple of images here. In the games room, you have a reading area, some of the students in a class, and then you have the cafeteria. Just moving on, it's a very big campus that we have, as I said, right in the heart of the business hub, La Défense. If I move on to the campus in Lyon, so Lyon is actually the biggest, or the second biggest economic city in France, after Paris, of course, but also it's known to be the capital of gastronomy. So for the hospitality side of things, it made sense for us to be there. It's a very dynamic city. It has an international airport, such as we do in Paris too. So it's easy for you to get around Europe. The Schengen area, because that's the kind of visa you will have, but we'll talk about that in a moment. So there again, you have some of the images of the campus with the games room and the cafeteria, etc. So moving on, the first thing that you'll be thinking about when you go to study abroad is accommodation. It's costly. In Europe, it's costly. You're looking at 400 to 800 euros per month, whether it's in Lyon or in Paris or any other city. It's 400 to 800 euros per month. Now, depending on whether you have a small apartment for yourself, whether you're co-sharing, whether you're in the centre of the city or on the outskirts, that will vary the price very much. But if we take an average, let's say 600 euros per month, between 4 and 8. So 600 euros per month, the two bits of good news I have for you. The first one is that the government will actually help you pay your rent. So between 35 and 50% of your rent will be paid back by the government. Now, on top of that, the second good bit of news I have for you is that Or International actually provide accommodation. Now, they provide accommodation in both Lyon and in Paris. So you have it slightly cheaper, and that would be co-sharing with other students. Moving on to the internship, you'll see when I talk about the different programs that we offer, that your internship is a big part of what you do, because it's 6 months in a year, 6 months studies, 6 months internship. So it's very important that you have the internship that is adapted to what you are doing in terms of studies, and also what you would like to do in the future. We do have a placement team based in Lyon, and they would actually have, they work between Lyon and Paris, but they're based in Lyon, and they would actually sit down with each student when they arrive. It's generally within the first week or two, and they would discuss with you your studies, what you're doing, what you want to do in the future, so that they can find the good and perfect internship for you through our partners. Now, when you do your internship, you do receive a stipend, which is 624 euros approximately. That's the minimum you would receive each month. You can get a lot more than that, depending on the company in which you're working, whether it's in business or in hospitality. Hospitality tends to be a little bit less. It would usually be around the 600-700 mark. And the reason for that is because you won't be paying for any accommodation, because you would be living in the hotel if it's a hotel that you're going to do your internship with. And you have your food is given to you, same in restaurants too. So on the hospitality side, a little bit less, but you have a lot of perks. So it's literally pocket money that you have each month. Some of our partners here, very international, some of them in finance, some of them in general business or digital. And then you have others that are in the high end of hospitality. So the biggest benefits of coming to France, and as I said earlier in my introduction, the French government is actually looking to entice you to come to France, because they realize that now they want students to come. They have to do a lot for them, because obviously some of the other countries, the English-speaking countries, might have been more appealing in the past. However, it's becoming more and more difficult to get visas from those countries. France, they're looking after you when you get here. You have your social security, which means health and life cover for all international students. The internship assistance is what I spoke about just a moment ago, where we would actually provide you with your internship through our partner companies. Schengen visa is the visa that you would need to come and study with us. Having the Schengen visa means that during the school holidays, you could actually go and visit other countries within the Schengen region. CAF subsidy on accommodation rental for international students. That's where the government pay between 35 and 50% of your rent each month. And the student concessions is an actual official student card that you would have from Or International, which would give you concessions almost everywhere, including transportation, food outlets, the cinema. Everything is cheaper for students in France. Just moving on now to the actual programs that we offer. We have the BBA in business, so international business management. The course duration is 3 years, 6 months studies, 6 months internship each year. And the eligibility criteria is the European Baccalaureate, which most of you wouldn't have, or high school diploma, 12th grade school or higher secondary school certificate, or the equivalents in any stream. Marks and grades, C grade, 55% aggregate marks, or the equivalents on GPA, CGPA. So you can see the course fees here. for Paris and Lyon are both €10,400 per annum for the BBA, with an admin fee of €320. We're currently taking applications for the November intake. There is a cut-off date, which is in September, because we need time to be able to actually process you and put you through the visa process. We help you along with all of that. So basically, the cut-off date will be in September. However, I'm going to talk to you about scholarships, which are on a first-come, first-served basis, which would be deducted, of course, from the course fee. So I'll mention that just in a moment. Moving on to the BBA in hospitality, this time it's hospitality management. In both courses, whether it's business or hospitality, we are creating managers of tomorrow. So even after a BBA certification and degree, you would still be able to look for a management role. It would be first level management, granted. Perhaps you would have a smaller team, but you would be expected with a BBA degree to be able to manage a team. So you need to know all of the different aspects of the role that you are playing in the field that you are playing. So if it's hospitality, you need to know everything about hospitality, not to be an expert at everything, but at least to understand the mechanics, because you'll be managing people that are dealing with different subjects within hospitality. So the course duration, again, is 3 years for the BBA in hospitality, 6 months study, 6 months internship. That's not going to change. Eligibility criteria is identical, and equally for the grades and the marks. So the course fee, once again, is €10,400 per annum, and a November intake. So talking about the scholarships for the BBA. So for the BBA, you have your €10,400 fee for the course, the admin fee of 320. Then we're offering for the first year a €2,000 scholarship on a first come, first served basis. We do have scholarships still available for the moment. So €2,000 scholarship for the first year. There is a merit scholarship if you have a certain level in your academic life. If you have an average of 75% or above, then you would actually receive an extra scholarship of €700. So that's 2,700 in total, which brings your total payable down from 10,400 to €8,020. In the second year, we're offering a scholarship of €3,000, and the third year, 3,000. So you can see the overall cost. The first year is just over €8,000, and the following years are €7,700. Moving on now to the MBA. So we have the MBA in business and hospitality. For the business side of things, it's a 2-year course with 6 months study, 6 months internship. Again, that doesn't change. The eligibility criteria is basically to have your bachelor's degree or the equivalent in any stream. And the course fees you have on the bottom of the screen, which are €11,400 with a €320 admin fee. Now, the intake equally for the MBA is the month of November. So moving on to hospitality, again, the MBAs are on a higher level, of course, still management positions, but looking after bigger teams once you have your degree. So the course duration, again, for hospitality is 2 years, 6 months study, 6 months internship. And then the eligibility criteria is the bachelor's degree, and the marks and grades are identical to the MBA in business. The course fees are the same again, €11,400 per annum, and that's for Lyon and Paris, and the intake is November equally. Now, for the scholarships for the MBA, so you have your total fee is 11,400 with an admin fee of 320, scholarship again of €2,000, and a merit scholarship, which I mentioned before, of €700. So the total payable is €9,000 for year one and €8,700 for year two. The EMBA business. Now, the EMBA is identical to an MBA, except it's an executive MBA. In terms of the diploma, it's exactly the same thing. The difference is that this is for people that actually had their bachelor's degree, then they went straight into the working life. They worked for a minimum of 3 years and now may have decided that they want to go back and study for their MBA. So in that particular case, you can actually apply for an EMBA. executive master's degree. Again, international business management, and after you'll see there's the hospitality management. 6 months study, 6 months internship. The course fee is €11,200 with an admin fee of €320, and the intake is in November equally. This is only available in the campus of Lyon. So again, this is for people, and whether it's in business or hospitality, is for people that have their bachelor's degree and then decided to go out and work for a minimum of 3 years and then decide that they want to do an MBA. So you can do an EMBA within 12 months. So the scholarship we currently have for the EMBA is €1,000. The admission procedure, I won't go into details. It's very simple. Basically, an application form, passport. We need obviously photocopies, your updated CV, letter of motivation, your academic qualification certificates, and if you have any job experience. So in terms of membership or accreditation, we actually have many accreditations and memberships. We have just a few on here that are quite important. If we look from left to right, you have ICRI, which is specifically for the hospitality side of things. EFMD Global covers both business and hospitality, except for ourselves, it's just the business side. RNCP, you've probably not heard of, is actually one of the most important. And this is the French government that actually guarantees the courses that you are taking. The CCI, that's the Chambers of Commerce and Industry, which we're very proud of because we're one of only nine schools that are actually a member and a partner, in fact, of the CCI. And then we have the Business Graduates Association, or AMBA, as people know it. So those are just a few of the accreditations. So you have on the map there, you can see where our campuses are. You have the one in Paris, the one in Lyon. We have the email address, and you have our website address on there. The website's very important to go and see because it will explain to you more about France as a country, more about us as a school, and exactly more in detail the programs that we're offering, the number of hours, the different subjects, etc. It's very important for you to know this, especially when you're going for your visa, because you need to know where you're going, what you're doing. I mean, it makes sense, but I need to point that out, of course. What I'm going to do now is just bring back up on screen Lakshmi. Hi again, Lakshmi. And Akshay is with us.
Hi, sir.
Hi. So basically, what I'm going to do, just to have a look if we have any questions. And Akshay, if you could just explain to us a little bit more in detail who you are and exactly what you do.
I guess you're on mute.
Microphone.
Sorry. Yeah, so hi everyone, myself Akshaya. So I am the head of the admissions at Metx 360. At Metx 360, we guide students throughout the study abroad journey from the admission process, like the documentation, handling the applications, to the visa part as well. And also we support the students for the pre-departure session as well. So today's session is a part of our effort to connecting aspiring students like you directly to the top universities like Aura Lyon. So you can gain first-hand information, clarify your doubts, and make confident decisions about your future. Thank you once again for joining us.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, well, look, I'd like to just thank you all for having been here today. And I'd certainly like to thank our trusted partner for being with us. If you have any questions, you have their details that are on the bottom of the screen. Don't hesitate to either call them, send them a message on WhatsApp, or email them. Get in touch with them. They will explain to you exactly how things go in France, exactly what we offer, and they will help take you through the process with our staff. So thank you all for having been here. If I could just ask you to say your goodbyes, and we hope to see some of you in France soon. So thank you very much. Goodbye now.
Thank you,
Goodbye.
everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Darren. Thank you, Akshaya.